Right, hello everyone, and welcome back to another Sunday live stream. Today's live stream, we are going to be talking about transfers, I'm sure of it. We are probably going to be talking about the Champions League final that happened last night where PSG won 5-0, one of the most dominating, Champions League finals I think I've ever seen. We are, I'm sure, going to be talking about Luton in this upcoming transfer window because today, if you didn't know, is the official day that the transfer window has opened. Um, you can still make transfers. We could have made transfers, 2 weeks ago. You can do it like behind the scenes and arrange agreements and announce them, like Plymouth have done. Plymouth have signed 3 or 4 players already, and also lost their manager. It's very busy at Plymouth. Luton not as much busy. We're kind of, you know, it's been quiet. Not many rumours at all really. But I'm sure now we are in June, we're going to get a lot of rumours coming through. And yeah, I get to talk about them on the channel. As soon as I see a rumour, I'll get it out to you guys as quick as possible, as I like to do. We had one this week, a player from St Mirren. Is it Richard Taylor? I think I got his name correct. We were linked with him on a free transfer. He didn't sign a new contract at St Mirren. So he's a potential player that Luton could sign. He can play left back. He can play as a centre half. If you haven't seen that video, I recommend to go and check it out. Also, if you haven't seen the video which I made on Friday evening, Patrick Agyman, a player that apparently Luton tried to sign in the January transfer window. We had a $4 million fee get rejected by Charlotte FC. I don't know how true that rumour is. It came out by a USA reporter. But we know we were interested in signing a striker in the January window. But unfortunately, we weren't able to get him through the door. And we ended up bringing Nordas to the football club. And that signing at this moment in time hasn't quite worked out. I do think it's a little bit too early to judge Nordas at this moment. We'll soon find out what he's capable of. Or will we? Because he, of course, has been rumoured to leave the football club. I didn't make a video on that because I thought the rumour wasn't legit enough. That's why I didn't do it. But I will. I think if I see another rumour about Nordas, then I will make a video on it. But yeah, I found that quite weird to see. And it came out this morning by a UK journalist who is a well-known journalist across social media. He goes by the name of Alan Nixon. He has reported that Thomas Kaminski wants to not play in League One, basically. And we kind of all knew that anyway. We kind of all knew that a lot of these players at the squad just don't want to play third division of English football, which is fine. But they put us in this position. So the ones that don't want to play for us, the ones that don't want to work harder and, get us out of this division, show them the door, basically. I couldn't care who stays, who goes. I've never, like I said in loads of my match reactions towards the end of the season, I was very vocal on, I've never felt so disconnected from a group of players that just didn't, I don't think, tried enough in a Luton shirt. Players that on their day were more than capable of staying up in the Championship and they failed. That's why my attitude and the way I'm talking about these players is quite harsh because I just don't like, I can't believe what they've done. I don't like them. I can't believe they've not done the basic of keeping us up in a division and back-to-back relegations. Yeah, it's hard. And I've only kind of just got over it. I'm still hurt by it. I'm still like, do I really want to leave the flat wearing my Luton shirt? And I shouldn't be embarrassed to say that, but I do feel that way because it's kind of like these players, yeah, I'm not happy with them. But let's read a couple of your comments. I know some of you guys have already fired some comments across. So I'm thinking we could look for younger foreign players in from abroad. There could be a good profit in it for Luton if they perform in League One, but we shall wait and see. I guess it's all quiet. I actually think in terms of our recruitment, we're going to be a lot more domestic. I don't think many foreign players want to play the third division of English football. So I do believe a lot of our transfers will be domestic. And I do think that isn't a bad thing. We look at what got us out of League 2 and League 1 to the Championship. It was signing players domestically. and maybe that's just something we're just really good at. And the abroad aspect, we haven't had quite, it hasn't been as successful, signing players abroad. So maybe we need to keep it UK based for this year and then have a rethink for abroad. Maybe we need to bring in a more, I don't know, Yusuf, who is first team recruitment manager at Luton. He's got actual foreign, abroad experience, finding players abroad and signing them. So he knows the quality, he knows what players are more than capable of playing championship football. He has more of an idea, but maybe we need someone to come in and help him. If you didn't know, Yusuf came to the football club after the summer window, and he was massively part of the January transfer window, which I felt was quite good. He's going to be part of the summer window as his first team recruitment manager. And on the topic of talking about recruitment staff, Mark Tracy, who has been reported this week, chief scout at Lincoln, he's been reported that actually he could be coming to the football club. He's actually a Luton fan that, of course, just works in football, and he works for another football club. I've just got a phone call by my own mum, and I'm not going to answer it because I don't know what on earth she's going to tell me. But anyway, do apologise. Hopefully it's nothing serious. If not, let's just message her just in case, because if it is serious, I'm going to regret turning down that phone call. Right, let me just quickly put, what does she want? I'm live streaming, mother. Right, live streaming at the moment. What's up? Okay. So, as I was saying, Mark Tracy, former Luton fan, chief scout currently at Lincoln, done really well. I'm actually uploading a video about this today. I've already made it. I just need to edit it, and it's coming out later this evening at 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock. I haven't picked what one yet, but it'll be out this evening. Members, you should get it earlier than everyone else. But yeah, that video will be coming out with full details on my thoughts. I actually got to speak to a Lincoln fan about Mark Tracy, so he's also featuring in the video. A little spoiler there for you guys. But yeah, I do think actually it would be quite a good appointment without going too much in detail. Whatever business we do, I hope we get it done. Early and proper pre-season. I do agree, with some hard work to prevent injuries and testing games so we can get the team gelling. I 100% agree with that comment, and I do believe our aim this season is to get players through the door as quickly as possible. Jelly Belly has put, morning all, apparently Kaminsky wants championship football. Not too bothered if he goes. If I'm honest, I'm quite happy to play Walton. On the topic of Walton, let me know down in the chat. Would you want Walton to be our number one keeper for next season? Let me know. Let me hear your thoughts down in the chat, please. I am not against it. I thought he'd done extremely well at Dundee. He's played regular football over the last 2 years. He's kept clean sheets. He's won promotion out of the Scottish Championship to the Scottish Premiership. And then he's been one of the best performing goalkeepers in the Scottish Premiership. So, look, I think he's doing a fantastic job. Well, he's done a fantastic job over there. So, yeah, why not give him first team football? He's played championship football for Barnsley. Let's see what he's made of. He's 27 years old. There's still years, he can still get better as a keeper. Thomas Kaminsky's 32. So there's a good, 5 years difference there. So why don't we play Jack Walton a lot more often? Luke, you've commented saying what position you think we need to improve as a must. I think the attacking areas, I do think we need to bring in some wide attacking players. I would say that is probably the most important. And the reason why I say that is because we were the lowest scorers in the Championship last season. Yes, defensively we weren't great, but we did get better towards the end, so I was happy with that. But the one thing which we struggled with was scoring goals. So that element of our game, it needs to improve. And with the way Matt Bloomfield likes to play with wide attacking players, we need to bring some wide attacking players to the club. So we've got Ali, we've got Isaiah Jones, but we need a couple more players. We need some squad players. So I do think that is an area. I would say a striker as well, but until strikers leave, we're not going to recruit. We've got too many strikers at the football club. So yeah, we need to really, that's the area which we need to bring to the football club. I don't like the fact we are supposedly favourites to win the league. We don't suit that tag. Well, we're going to be favourites. One, based because with the squad we've got, it is better than a lot of League One squads. But we said that last year in the Championship. Also, the money which we're getting, we still get the second sum of parachute payments, so that also makes us favourites. So it's not going to go away. And I'm getting fed up. I don't know about you guys, about Luton having this the underdog story. I'm getting fed up with it now. I don't want to be the underdog anymore. I want to go to places and be the one. Yeah, we are favourites, and we're going to prove it. And we show teams what we're actually capable of doing. I don't care about being underdogs anymore. I don't want to be. We can be that in the Premier League, Championship, League One. We shouldn't be underdogs. Yes, we're not as big as certain Championship clubs, but no, we've proved ourselves now. We don't need to have this underdog story anymore. It's time for a new Luton. It's time to be ourselves again, have a complete reset, but actually have a reset in mentality, because I feel like we've got a losing mentality. Change that to a winning mentality by winning most weeks and beating teams which, it's okay having a bit of confidence and going into a game thinking, I reckon we're going to thrash this team. It's okay to have that type of confidence, but you've got to back it up, and that's what I want us to start doing now. Back up our talk, back it up more. But yeah, that's the way I'm looking at it. I don't want to have this underdog story anymore. Let me read some more comments here. McGuinness got to go. I kind of disagree with that comment. I thought McGuinness got better as the season went on. Should make a decent profit on Thomas Kaminski though, which is a bonus. I'm not too sure about that, Neil. I think we signed him for £2.5 million. I don't see us getting £2.5 million 2 years later. I think we will recoup some bit of money back, but I don't see us getting the exact amount of money back. Walton or Shea, more than capable. I think Walton will be okay, so a lot of you guys do agree with that. McGuinness is Luton's next captain in my eyes. No way I would get rid of him. Yeah, I can see McGuinness being the next captain of Luton. Martin, you've put the lone keeper that AFC Wimbledon had last season looked very good. Wouldn't mind signing him up as an up and coming keeper. Yeah, I agree with that, Martin. He did look quite a good keeper. I think AFC Wimbledon had a very good. When I was watching their games, the commentators and the reporters were saying like their defensive record is one of the best in the league. He made some really good saves as well. Yeah, so I don't know what club he's at. Let's have a little quick Google while I'm here. So AFC Wimbledon goalkeeper. I'm so slow today. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, so Goodman, he's currently on loan from... Why can't I find the club he's currently on loan from? Crystal Palace. How old is he actually? He's 21 years old. He turns 22 at the end of the year. I don't know if Palace have actually announced their retain list yet. But yeah, he could be one we can actually make a permanent deal. We've got money, which people seem to forget. We can spend money on some players. McGuinness, 100% keep. Hi mate, hopefully Luton get the recruitment right next season. Could you give a birthday shout out to Kirsty, who's a huge Luton fan today, 34 years old. Happy birthday, Kirsty. Pebble. Oh, lots of people are talking about Pebble in the chat. Let's see. Pebble looks like he will go. He's an interesting one because I think he needs another loan spell in League Two. From what I've gathered watching Chesterfield, he was more of a squad player rather than a guaranteed starter week in, week out. He did score some goals in League Two, but I think he might need to have another loan spell in League Two and play for a club that he's going to be playing in, week out. I would sell Chong, Menji, Kaminski, Morris and Doughty. That would get around 13 million for a rebuild. To be fair, we've got money for a rebuild now if we really want to. But yeah, all the players we could potentially sell could also give us more money to rebuild. I would also add Nakamba to that list. I've had enough of seeing Nakamba. He's not the same player which we had on loan from Aston Villa. Didn't do us any favours last year, Lewis. I'd rather be an underdog than a expectant, privileged fan like some of the upper clubs. But we didn't go into games thinking we could win last year. We kept trying to use this underdog story. I'm fed up with it, Neil. I'm fed up with the underdog. It's doing my head in. We're not an underdog in League One. Like, we are one of the bigger clubs in League One, so there's no point acting like the underdog because we're not. We're not going to Burton pretending, oh no, we shouldn't be winning. So, and that's just being realistic there. Lewis, Pebble has been linked with MK Dons. What are your thoughts? I haven't seen the rumours, to be fair. Is this on a permanent deal or is this on a loan deal? I've not seen anything about Pebble being linked to MK Dons. Let me have a quick Google right now. I've seen a lot of people say, oh, people are rumoured to be going to this football club. And I'm like, are you just making the rumour up or is there actually any truth in this? Right, I'm just going to put Pebble, MK Dons, yeah? And if nothing pops up, that means the rumour's made up, in my opinion. Okay, so someone has posted this, EFL transfers. Whether or not they know, they've got 8k followers. I don't know how true or how legit these people are. But they posted it. See, this is the thing, when accounts like this post rumours, you just don't really know how true, where the truth is. There's no source in like their information. I kind of like wait to know when there's actually someone like legit that's posted it. But what's been announced today though is Cardiff are making a push for Nathan Jones to become their new manager. He ain't leaving Charlton. He is not going to leave Charlton to go back to League One to manage Cardiff, not under their ownership. Never in a million years is he going to do that. I could be completely wrong, but I just simply cannot see it. I really can't. I'm calling it now. McGuinness will let us down next year. If I'm wrong, I apologise, but can't see him doing much. What do you mean he will let us down next year? You know, when people say this, what will he do? You know, because for me, there's 11 players on the pitch. So if we lose a game, they've all let us down. Everyone's responsible. And also, McGuinness, I thought, got better as the season gone on. Maybe you just dislike McGuinness. I would not let Pebble leave for just 150k. May as well keep him and loan him out that little time for more time. I think Pebble's only got 1 year left on his deal. I think I would trust Walton, but we could sign the Wickham goalkeeper because he's supposed to be going out on a free. Interesting. Do I rate Paul Warne? I think he's a good manager for certain teams. He suits certain styles. Ben, you've put we should be top 2 in League One really easily, but we need to not wet the bed when we lose one game like we did in the early stages of the conference years. I do agree, Ben. I think if we are top 6 by March, we'll get promoted. Hopefully. I think if Matt Bloomfield doesn't get a top 6 finish, I think it's a poor season regardless. I think. But what I really hope doesn't happen is, if we start the season off really slowly, fans being on the players' back and on the manager back, because historically, Luton, we've not started seasons very strongly. If you look at the year we won promotion out of the conference, we didn't start our unbeaten run to the end of September. If you look at the year we won League One, we didn't start our unbeaten run until October. And if you look at the year we won promotion out of the Championship to the Premier League, we didn't start our good run of form until Rob Edwards pretty much came to the football club, and that was in November. So when we've done well over the years, it's been because we've started the season slowly and then got better as the season's gone on. So hopefully fans are not piling on the pressure on Matt Bloomfield and like demanding him to leave the football club, and that just makes things so much worse. Where am I? I've lost where I am in the comments now. I don't believe any rumours until they are posted on the club website holding up a shirt. Fair enough. Some people are each to their own. The bookies have us favourites to win League One. We cannot have an underdog attitude with another 40 million of Premier League money this season. Exactly, Rob. I do agree with that. I don't think this underdog stuff needs to go, in my opinion. We bring back the underdog attitude when we're in the Premier League. That's how I look at it. Do we get the full Prem money in League One? Yes, we do. Well, we get the second sum of money, and that's it. We don't get any more. We only get 2 years' worth of parachute payments. So, yeah, we get 1 more year, and that's it. Luke, you've put, what's your opinion on Asgard? I think he's going to be one of the best players in League One. I think we need to get him more goals to his name, more assists to his name, and making him more of a complete player. There's definitely a player there, and what we saw in the Championship, he definitely had the qualities to be a Championship player. And I do think if he does stay that first 6 months and he's really good, we're going to struggle to keep him for the second 6 months in the season. January window, we're going to get a few offers, I'm sure of it. But I think he's a very, very good player. One of the best in League One if we can get it out of him. I think we just got to find a way. Get goals, get assists out of him, and yeah, he can be a really good top player. Are there any academy players, excluding Johnson and Nelson, that you are looking forward to see play for us? I actually am looking forward to seeing Luca play for us, actually, who spent on loan at Grimsby last year. But he might need another loan spell. There are some decent some decent academy players. Is it under 17s? They won a tournament. I'm not too clued up on the academy because I kind of focus more on the first team until young academy players get near the first team. And then I start doing more research about these players. But from looking like just briefly on social media, we've won a few things. So there definitely looks like there's going to be maybe 1 or 2 that break through in the next couple of seasons, that's for sure. Rumours was in the mail and the fee was reported is 150k. Is this for Pebble? 150k for Pebble? That's mental. I'd definitely say yes to 150k. I didn't even think he was worth that much. I would try and sign Luke Berry back. I think Luke Berry won't be coming back to Luton. Naismith is apparently very close to signing. Well, that would be nice if he does sign. I didn't think he would want to come back. He can easily play in the Championship if he really wants to, but in League One, he'd be absolutely amazing. Ben, you've put, maybe we just need to beat a team 8-2 on the opening day. That would be good, Ben. You know, like we did against Yeovil, proper, settle the nerves, wallop a team, and go happy days. Look, this is Luton Town, we mean business. I don't expect us to win the league. If we do, it's a bonus, but I want us to at least get into the playoffs. We will be like most teams in League One's cup final. We can be a bit like that. If we get Ronan Hale through the door, we might have a really good season. Yeah, he's done really well at, is it Ross County? Yeah, Ross County, but I think they've just been relegated to the Scottish Championship, so I can see him leaving the football club, and he's just been called up for the Northern Ireland squad as well. What happened to Harris? He's the young striker we signed for Reading. I think he was more signed to be part of the development team, if I'm being honest with you. Lewis, are there any players in particular that you would like to see in a Luton shirt? Yes, all the players that I've mentioned in my recruitment videos, when I did like a 5 players to sign on a free transfer, all those players, 5 left backs, which I wouldn't mind Luton signing, 5 strikers. I can't remember the names, but those players that I mentioned in those videos are the ones which I want Luton to go and sign. I've done my research on them, I like them, I've seen some of them play. So if you want to know which players they are, go back, check those videos out if you haven't already. Those are the players that I want to see wear Luton shirt. I wanted Ryan Ledson, but he literally signed for Huddersfield recently. I wanted Burrows, who's just been released by Coventry, but he's just signed for Northampton. So a couple of players that I've already mentioned are getting picked up and snapped up by other clubs. So if we really want to, get a move on, that'd be quite nice. I do want Emil Reese from Preston. That was one player that I did mention in my video. Emil Reese can score goals if you find the right, type of way for him. Simon, you put, is Chong going to Ipswich for 10 million? I'll drive him to Ipswich for 10 million. Wow, I do not see that. I think that's definitely wrong. What happened to the lad who played on the wing for us in that one game? Is it Phillips you're talking about, Neil? The one who came on against Bristol City? I think he's just a young player that's got, a bright future ahead, maybe. Which free transfers from the Championship would you take into League One next year? I made a video on this recently. That came out this week. So if you haven't already, please go and check that out. I've already picked 5 players that I would pick, and 2 of them have already been snapped up by other League One clubs. So if you want to know who I said, go and watch that video. Would you take Sam Vokes for a season? No, I'm not a particular fan. Well, Sam Vokes works for certain teams, but no, Sam Vokes isn't someone I would take. The Wycombe keeper has just been released, has he? That's an interesting one. I can see us signing a couple of Lincoln players. Lincoln do have some decent players. We are definitely not getting 10 million for Chong, though. Whoever said that in the chat, I'm sorry, I don't know where you've read that, but we are definitely not getting Chong for 10 million. I'll be surprised if we get 2 million for him. Our board must be actively selling a fair bit of our squad purely on League One revenues. We can't be paying some of the wages currently on the books. Yes, so that's why we do need to get rid of some players because of that reason. If we don't hit the ground running, then I see Bloomfield will be out within 8 to 10 games. We have to be more ruthless, but not like Watford if we don't get results. See, my opinion on that is a little bit different. It depends how those 8 to 10 games go, because if we're like dominating those games and we're just missing out, then it's different. But if we're like not good in those 8 to 10 games, then it's completely different. Because as I've already mentioned, we've started seasons slowly before and won promotion. So I don't want us to be that type of ruthless. I think he deserves it at least until January, or at least until a certain point where actually we're not going to make playoffs here. And everyone could tell we're not going to make the playoffs. Like, it needs to be blatantly obvious. What are your thoughts on Ogbeni leaving for 8 million now that it's been a year? Definitely a good move on our part, in my opinion, especially as he's been injured all season. Well, we got a lot of money for him. And considering we got him on a free transfer, we made 100% profit on him. Also, as you've mentioned, he did get injured. So he was out for the year. No one could predict that he would do his Achilles. So, yeah, it's just an unlucky injury. But, yeah, I think it worked out for both parties. But we didn't replace him. That was the issue. We did not replace Ogbeni in the summer. We missed his pace. But then we brought in Ali in. And then we finally got that bit of energy, that little bit of pace in. 10 million for Chong would be a second would be second robbery of Ipswich. Yeah, it would definitely be a robbery for sure. Any Premier League loans you would take? Yes, George Abbott for Notts County on loan from Tottenham. Very, very good player. There is a player who plays for Nottingham Forest. I think he goes by the name of Owen Dale. Is it Owen Dale? Or is it Owen Taylor? There's a striker that played for Wigan last year. I mentioned this in one of my videos already, which is the 5 strikers I want Luton to sign. And he's on loan from Nottingham Forest. And he would be a very, very good player to bring to the club. I also wouldn't mind a few Championship loans as well, if we can. Ben Doak from Liverpool on loan. We're not getting Ben Doak. He done a great job in the Championship. We're not going to get him in League One. Ogbeni wasn't worth the amount of money Ipswich paid for him. True. I was surprised we got £8 million. Can we bring back Chio back on loan? We need some pace on the wing. I don't see us bringing him back, as he's more than capable of playing Championship football. How much do you reckon we could sell Doughty and Menji for? I think Doughty you can get over £5 million for him. Ted and Menji, I think you can get a couple of million. So you're looking at least 8 million for the pair. McGuinness, Asgard and Ali is our spine next season, Lewis. Yes, 100% for me. That will be our spine. And that's what I said. I said in one of my videos that we should build the team around the new signings from January. Build that's our spine. We know Walsh is going to be here next year. We know Baptiste is going to be here next year. So add those two players in the midfield. Then you've got Makosso as well, who can play defence, Isaiah Jones. So that's a good team so far. Those names which I'm saying, that's a good team. We just need to add a few more decent quality players in, and we can be right up there at the end of the League One season. Need to get the loans in. We made a major mistake not getting any Premier League loans last year. I mentioned that in today's video actually, which is going out at 6 o'clock. So yeah, make sure you guys are tuning into my video that comes out later today. Ogbeni lost his pace once he was injured, so we sold him at the perfect time. Well, I don't know how quick he is still now, because after doing his Achilles, is he still, at the same speed? Hear me out. Nathan Lowe on loan would be wonderful. Yes, I've mentioned him in one. I did mention him in my video actually. On loan from Stoke. Yes, Nathan Lowe scored like 20 odd goals for Walsall in League Two in the first half of the season. So yeah, I wouldn't mind that. Would you take Jaden? What's his name? Jaden Mekhoma on loan from Brentford at left back. I don't know if I've said that name correct. I need to do more research on him. O'Brien from Forest on loan. He won't come to League One. He will stay in the Championship. Ogbeni Sale reminded me of Isaac Vassell. That sounded weird. Ogbeni Sale reminded me of the Isaac Vassell Sale. Weird sentence, but yeah, I get where you're coming from. I reckon Walsh is going to tear up the midfield next year. I think Walsh would be very good in League One next year, guys. Let me know what you think. Would you rather say goodbye to Hashioka this summer or see him play in his actual position next year? I'm a little bit 50-50 on that, because from what I've seen, it's just not been good enough. And is he going to be playing in his position? That's the question. Is he going to actually play as a right back? Matt Bloomfield never really played him, so I've got a feeling that actually Hashi might be leaving the football club. Is Lockyer staying? Communication has been poor. I don't think the communication has been poor on Tom Lockyer. We've not offered him a new contract. We've said in the article that he's got to complete his rehab. He has to complete his rehab, and then we'll know the answer. Then he might be offered a new contract. I think it's been so obvious what the plan is with Lockyer. I don't understand why people keep getting confused about it. He needs to complete his rehab. He hasn't completed it yet. He's got to go through a couple of games. He's got to, recover from his ankle injury first, and then do his rehab. So until Luton know where he's at in his rehab, then they can go, right, we might offer you a contract, or actually we might just depart. Luton were pretty much very clear on that. Christ Makosso would be great next year, class player. Bit quiet on transfer news in the last few days. It has been. Hopefully the next week will be very, very busy, and I can start making loads of videos on players that we are rumoured to be signing. Yes, I'll say Hashi is probably not part of Bloomfield's plans. Hashi's definitely going. Wages alone are too high. The main thing we need is a player like Nathan Collins to score our goals. I think... it's James Collins. Not Nathan Collins. James Collins to score our goals. Would you take Chunks Anike from Charlton? He's one that in the past Luton have been linked with. Now I'm unsure if I would actually take Anike from Charlton. Let me have a look at what he did last year with Nathan Jones, because if Nathan Jones gets rid of a player, that's a massive indication that actually he might not be, the greatest. Let's have a quick look. So he played 26 times last year, only scored 1 goal, got 5 assists. Actually, he played 30 times last year, actually. I don't actually think he started a game. He came off the bench, 30 times last year? That's mental. Got 1 red card, 3 yellows. Over the last... at Charlton he's not been great. Wow, he has not been great. The last decent year he's had was in 2020 and 2021. So that was 4 years ago where he scored 15 goals in League One. So he can score goals here, but it's been a long time. And then at League Two, he scored 17 goals for MK Dons. Oh, wow. Yeah, he's not been great. He's 31 years old now. I'd probably say no to Chunks Anike, if I'm being honest with you guys. Nah, not for me. It's just not at the same level. Where am I now? Would you take James Collins on loan, or do you think he's past it now? I think James Collins could do a very good job in League One, but I don't feel like we should go back in for older players. We should be trying to sign new players for the future. Would you love to play Jones at right back or further up the pitch? I would rather play him further up the pitch, as he's more attacking and utilise that pace of his. I think relegation to League One may benefit Lockyer if we offer him a contract. If he's getting back into football, then setting him back in a League One level would be much easier than Championship level. The difference is, though, we've got too many defenders at the football club, and if Matt Bloomfield wants to change the formation, then signing Tom Lockyer isn't the right thing to do right now. We actually need to let go of defenders. So I feel like we might say goodbye to Tom Lockyer, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Attitude is a big requirement to be a Nathan Jones player. 100% agree with that. Lewis, where do you find all these Luton links? Is it on X? Yes, it pretty much is on X. Also, a couple of websites as well that do a few rumours that are legit websites with like legit sources. So yeah, a lot of it is pretty much social media for rumours. But I kind of wait until I see a legit one, because there's a lot of fake ones out there where people just make them up. So I kind of look for the more legit ones. Oh, need a stretch. Joe Johnson played in the Prem. Hardy played in the Championship. Is he a first team option? What are your thoughts on Walters? Walters, for me, I think he needs... Well, the thing is with Walters, like last year, in the Championship, the system which we were playing under Rob Edwards was confusing, and then under Matt Bloomfield it became a lot more simple to understand. He's had 2 different managers. I think this year in the summer, Bloomfield can assess him and go, right, I think you're ready for League One football, because I don't think he was ready for Championship football. He just wasn't at that level yet. But I do think he's one for the future. I feel like after the season gone, though, we need to get mostly younger players, but a couple more solid leaders. I feel like after this season gone, though, we need... To be fair, our squad's quite young, to be fair. Where am I? I'd rather be signing younger players, young, hungry players, and who will run through a brick wall for themselves and make the club successful. Yeah, I do agree with that. Which current Luton players do you think are most likely to become coaches? Interesting question, that is. By the sounds of it, McGuinness, believe it or not. I think Morris, because he's doing his coaching badges, he might end up becoming a coach one day. I'm trying to think anyone else. I'm unsure if Clark would become a coach. I'll say McGuinness and Morris for now. Did you see what Lockyer said about if he played for Luton, we would have stayed up? Yes, I did. He's probably about right. Especially in the Championship, we would have stayed up. I'm not too sure about the Premier League, if we would have stayed up. But yeah, Championship, I do agree with him on that. A few clubs are interested in signing Pebble. Yeah, that's been said in the live stream, Danny. Shocked about it, but, maybe it's the right time for both parties to depart ways. Would you take Barry Bannon? Yes, but he won't be leaving Sheffield Wednesday. Locks looks like he can be part of the coaching staff. Yeah, I'll just let Tom Lockyer be part of the coaching staff. Any pre-season games announced yet? I think we're playing Boreham Wood in one of our pre-season games, but we haven't made an official announcement yet. And also Hemel Hempstead, I think it's our youngsters that are playing against them in a pre-season friendly. I just had a funny comment. Any tips on how to grow taller? I'm 5'1" and 14. You're asking the wrong person. I'm 5'7" and a bit. I'm small. I love to learn how to get taller, but I'm not going to get any more taller. I said about Lockyer becoming a coach the last couple of weeks. Yeah, you did, Neil. I wouldn't mind him being a coach. Need to let Pebble go. He's had so many loan spells, but not looked the best on all of them. Well, Southend, he was good. I think he's just at a certain level. Has he been announced that the squad will be going to the camp in Slovenia? Hopefully not. It hasn't been announced yet. Nothing's been announced on that front. Hopefully they hurry up and announce pre-season, because if we are going to go to another country and fans are allowed to go over and watch the game, I wouldn't mind going. I'm free. I'm available this summer. I wouldn't mind going. The rumour is we will play Southend, Gillingham and Spurs at home. Is that the rumour, is it? I've been told we're going to be playing, well, it's been put out on social media, but Go Ahead Eagles in the Netherlands. That's apparently been one rumour that keeps going about, which hopefully is true. Go Ahead Eagles in the Netherlands, but I don't know if it is. Any updates on Power Court? They're starting it. They're building it. It's just taking a very, very long time. Hitchin is usually the first game of pre-season. Yeah, I'll definitely be going to the pre-season games to get my football fix. A lot of work going on at Power Court. See, I don't live in Luton, so it's not like I can pop to Power Court and see what's going on. But yeah, a lot of people are saying that work has been going ahead. There's a lot of footage going out online as well. Reckon we would get to Wembley for the final of the Bristol Motors Trophy or whatever it's called. I'd like us to go for it if we can. We might as well. Birmingham went for it against Peterborough but missed out against them. So yeah, we used to win it. So, well, we've won it in the past. I wouldn't mind going for it if we can. Nice little cut run in that competition. Should we try and explore America and Europe for young, hungry players? We can do, but I just don't see us doing it in League One, as they wouldn't want to come to the third division of English football. Would you take Christian Saidi from Peterborough? I don't know if I've said that name correct. Let's have a little look at him. Peterborough. Let's have a look. Christian Saidi. Don't think I've heard of him. Does he play for Peterborough? Or have I got that completely wrong? I can't find him. Does he play for Peterborough? Oh, he plays for Portsmouth, not Peterborough. Has he been released from Portsmouth? He's a striker, can play as a right attacker, also as a number 10. He's 23 years old. Has he just been released? He featured 29 times for Portsmouth last year in the Championship. He started 10 games. He got 3 goals. I don't really know too much about him. I would have to do a lot more research, but from first look, he doesn't look the greatest. Morning, Lewis. How you doing? I'm not doing too bad, George. How are you guys doing? Any news on the new kit release date? No, we've not heard anything yet. It's a bit slow on that front. Hopefully we start hearing stuff soon. What's your prediction on the playoffs between Southend versus Oldham today, and who will get promoted to League 2? Did you know Oldham? I had a look at this. This is a fact. I can't believe how bad this is, by the way. So Oldham, I know people moan about Luton at times, but if we quickly have a quick look at this, let me just go. I want to make sure I get this stat correct. I believe that Oldham haven't won promotion in over 20 years. Let me just double check on that stat. Historic league placements. I think they've not won a promotion in over 20 years, which is absolutely crazy. You think, I'm 25 years old and they've never won a promotion in my lifetime. Right, so since 2005, yeah? League One. They've never won a promotion. That is absolutely crazy. In over 20 years. I might need to go back even further. Wow. So in over 20 years, that is just, I find that mental. Yeah, I think in fact, actually, in fact, I don't think they've got a promotion since they won promotion to the Premier League. That is just crazy. Yeah. Oh my, yeah. Wow. That's so long ago. So you think that's in the 90s? So you think that's over 35 years they've not won a promotion? Oldham. God, yeah, I think you got to back them. Just give them some happiness for once. Let them win promotion. I wonder when Petty will be getting his testimonial against West Ham. That's not 100% true. It would be against West Ham. He gets to pick whatever club he wants to do it against. Any news on the new kit release date? Yeah. I've already answered that, haven't I? No, I don't think we haven't heard anything yet. In fact, the Pelly's testimonial game could actually be against like random people. Sheffield United's Chris Basham, he played against random people. He played against random celebrities. So yeah, it could be against anyone. Do you think the crowds will decline this year? Yeah, because I think fans don't really want to watch League One football, which is a shame. Should just support the club through whatever league we're in. Have you heard of the club Real Bedford non-league club owned by crypto millionaire, and they've had back-to-back promotions recently? Yeah, their owner's very disrespectful towards Luton, so I hope he just goes away. Very, very disrespectful towards Luton, he has been. Did you watch the Champions League final last night? Yes, I did. PSG won 5-0. One of the most dominated Champions League finals ever. I didn't like the fact that TNT were posting about how like it's a victory for football when it definitely wasn't a victory for football. PSG has spent over 700 million over the last 4 years. That isn't a victory for football. That's a defeat for football. If you have to spend over that amount of money to win a Champions League, it just shows you that football's in a really poor place. Oldham were in the Prem at one point. Yeah, having a look at that. Absolutely mental. But wow. Just like they've not won promotion since being promoted to the Premier League. Crazy. Hoping we can attract a couple of big teams for pre-season friendlies. Oxford and Hull maybe. Martin, you've put Zane Okoro at Lincoln has had trials at Prem clubs previously and is highly rated. I can see Luton going for him. He spent a week trial at Bournemouth and the new recruitment guy will know him. That is very true. But there might be a deal in place, Martin, that means that the Lincoln guy might not be able to bring in any players from Lincoln. We don't know 100% yet. I know I'll be going to more games this season. I don't care what league it is Luton will be in. I'll be going like normal. I'm trying to go to every game on a Saturday now. As more games will be at 3 p.m. on a Saturday, I'm going to go to as many as I can. I might struggle for the northern-based games that are going to be on a Tuesday night. I might have to leave that one and watch those from home as I've got work. But the ones that I can go to, I do want to go. I want to tick off the stadiums that I've not been to yet in League One. Maybe the decline in crowds will remove the Premiership-only fans who kind of ruined the atmosphere. That is true. The atmosphere at games it's just not been good enough. How many games will be on Sky Flash Sky Plus? Every midweek game is on Sky Plus. Every first game of the season is. Also during the international break, those games, they're on Sky Plus as well. So yeah, quite a lot of games. Every team is on Sky Plus. I think it's 20 times they say it's part of their contract. So every team is on there at least 20 times. I used to work every other Saturday. I don't now, so that's why I'll be going to more games. Very nice. I used to work pretty much every Saturday, which used to drive me insane. I used to have to book annual leave just to go to games on a Saturday. I can't wait for Brentford away. Again, the Sonny Bradley moment from last time when the guy... Oh, not Brentford, Bradford away. I can't wait for Bradford away again. The Sonny Bradley moment from last time when the guy pushed him and he reacted. Yes, that was a funny moment indeed. I would like to get Richard Taylor in from St Mirren. Looks a very good player. He does. I do like the look of him. Also, St Mirren fans rave about him quite highly. Terry, you put, I just watch Luton, don't care who we play. Exactly, that's my attitude. I just watch Luton, whatever league we are in, as long as I can afford it. I'm not sure why we've partnered with Reflo. They are a golf brand. I don't know. Recyclable, I guess. That's why we've partnered with them. I don't know. We're trying to be a good football club. Hopefully they just produce nice kits and we get the kits on time. That'd be nice. Prediction for League One. Where do you think we will finish? At least in the top 6 right now. Right now, top 6 at least. What do you think of the Plymouth boss leaving to join Schalke? Yeah, absolutely crazy. I think he's proper put them in a really poor situation. But you're not turning down Schalke, who are one of the big German clubs who get 60k fans every week in the second division in the German league. You're not going to do that. Totally agree with adopting a more arrogant mentality this year. We need to be on the front foot and lose the happy to just be Premiership mentality. Yes, I do agree. Did you see that Rob Edwards was linked to Rangers? Is that even true? How does he get a big job? That cannot be true. I've seen he's been linked to Bristol City, which I find crazy in itself. I hope that isn't the case. Right, a couple more questions, guys, and then I do have to go. I've got a busy day today, so a couple more questions, and then I'll let you guys off, and then I'll come back from my busy day. Got to go shopping, which is annoying. And then, yeah, edit my video, get that out for you guys, and then have a chilled day. If I can, watch the playoff final, the National League playoff final between Southend and Oldham. I'll watch that. I don't understand why people worry about who the kit partner with. It's not the kit that wins games. Very true. The bookies have predicted us to win the league again. Yes, that's as expected. Good stream, Lewis. Thanks for your time and work. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Thank you for everyone who's tuned in, by the way. I didn't expect this to be a very active stream. Considering it's been a very quiet time, it's been really active, so much appreciated. Very good, solid numbers throughout, so thank you so much. I reckon Ali will be top scorer next year. I'm actually going to be making a video about Ali. The last time I did a video similar was about Chong, on how I felt it was going to tear up, well, basically rip apart the championship, and that definitely failed. But yeah, Ali, I definitely will be making a video about him. We need a playmaker. I feel like that's Asgard, Roy. I feel like Asgard's our playmaker. Did you hear Leicester will get 12 points deduction? They probably go straight back up. I don't know if if they get a 12-point deduction, I don't know if they'll go straight back up with that minus 12 points deduction. It's really so annoying that every single year now we're talking about deductions. Why can't teams just follow the rules? One team that I do think is going to surprise a lot of people this year is going to be Reading. Now they've got their new ownership. I think the fans will return back. I think they've just sold just over 5,000 season tickets. I'm sure that number's just going to go up and up and up. Their fans returning back, and yeah, they're going to use that positive momentum, and I think they'll be right up there at the end of the League One season. Big club as well in League One. Obviously had a really poor ownership, and now they might be back to good times again. Playmakers we have next year are Walsh and Asgard. Cheers, Lewis. Hope Mum is okay. Till the next time. I think she is. She just wants me to call her. She always thinks I'm available whenever. No, Mum, I have a live stream to do. And don't think Cardiff and Plymouth will be anywhere near the playoffs. It all depends who they hire as manager, but I don't see Cardiff. I think Plymouth might, depending on who they appoint. Sheffield Wednesday haven't been paying their players on time. They're another club that's going to be going down very soon. Their owner is just so bad, and he's just ruining that football club, and it's such a shame because they're such a massive team, and the way they are being treated right now is just not fair at all. It really isn't. But anyway, I think now is the perfect time to end this live stream, and I do want to say a massive thank you to everyone. Been live streaming for just under an hour. Much appreciated for everyone tuning in and answering any questions you guys, giving me questions and me answering them. It's been an entertaining hour. If you guys could do me a massive favour and smash the like button on the live stream, it helps the live stream perform better on YouTube. So once I've ended the live stream, you guys can watch it all back again if you really want to, in full. And anyone who's missed the live stream can watch it. So yeah, please smash the like button. It reaches out to a much wider audience. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you all in the video that comes out later today, which is going to be about Mark Tracy. So yeah, I'll see you guys for that video.